Imagine this. It's October 24th, 2025. The leaves are starting to turn. The playoff picture is murky, and tension is swelling across the league. The countdown to the 2025 NFL trade deadline is ticking down. In a league built on parity and pressure, October decides February. One move can make or break a season, and as teams stare at the standings, the question becomes clear. Who's all in, and who's already giving up? The trade deadline is more than just a date. It's a mirror, showing which teams believe and which are ready to reset. The contenders sharpen their edges. The pretenders look to cash out. Hope and despair sit on opposite sidelines, and the difference between them might be one phone call. This year's trade block tells a story of opportunity and desperation. Names like Trey Hendrickson, Rick Woolen, and others headline the Bleacher Report big board, a snapshot of the league's power balance on the brink of change. Hendrickson, the Bengals' pass-rushing powerhouse, stands as one of the most intriguing possibilities. In the right system, he could turn a defense from average to terrifying. But Cincinnati's at a crossroads. Do they double down on their playoff chase or admit the window is closing? Rick Woolen's story hits differently. A young cornerback with sky-high potential, now fighting inconsistency and the uncertainty of a new contract year. His value depends on perspective. A rebuilding team might see him as expendable. A contender might see him as a missing piece. That's what makes the deadline electric. Every player is both an asset and a risk, a symbol of what a franchise believes about itself. For the front offices, every decision feels like defusing a bomb. The phone lines are burning. General managers juggle calls, agents drop hints, reporters refresh feeds. Across the league, there's an uneasy quiet before the frenzy. Inside locker rooms, veterans glance around, wondering if the teammate next to them will still be there tomorrow. Some play their hearts out knowing each snap could be their last in that jersey. The trade deadline isn't just about numbers. It's emotional. A player's entire life can flip overnight. One moment you're a face of the franchise. The next, you're packing bags and saying rushed goodbyes to teammates who've become family. Fans see headlines, but players live the chaos. The truth is, behind every trade rumor is a heartbeat, a story, a dream either realized or shattered. As the week rolls into Week 8, teams begin to show their hands. The Tennessee Titans, once feared, now fading, reportedly open for business, willing to move anyone except their young quarterback and defensive cornerstone. It's the kind of message that echoes through the league. In Dallas, the mood is the opposite. The Cowboys are surging, their offense lighting up scoreboards, but their defense can't get home. They need a closer, a playmaker, someone to finish what Dak Prescott and company start. And so the whispers begin. Dallas might be on the phone, chasing a pass rusher to make a run. The contrast is cinematic. In one building, coaches hold emergency meetings about the future. In another, executives draw up trade offers to push for a Super Bowl. The same deadline that signals surrender for some becomes a lifeline for others. Then it happens. The call. The kind that shifts everything. Cincinnati answers. Dallas makes their move. Trey Hendrickson is heading to the Cowboys. For one city, heartbreak. For another, hope. The news breaks, and within minutes, social media explodes. Reactions flood timelines: blockbuster trade, Super Bowl move, Bengals waving the white flag. The analysis starts before the ink dries. Some praise the boldness. Others question the price. For Hendrickson, it's personal. He walks into a new locker room, cameras flashing, new teammates greeting him like a savior. They traded for me to win now, he says. The weight in those words is heavy. Every sack, every snap will be measured against that trade. In Dallas, he's the missing piece. In Cincinnati, he's the one that got away. That's the beauty and cruelty of the deadline. One move, two stories. Back in the Bengals locker room, the silence is telling. Teammates process the loss. Coaches talk about opportunity for the next man up, but everyone knows what it means. This isn't just a roster move, it's a signal. The window might be closing. In Dallas, the music is louder. Hendrickson's arrival sparks a fire. The defense tightens. The energy shifts. It's the spark of belief, the kind that makes a team dangerous. But every move comes with consequences. For every team that bets on a new star, there's a risk that chemistry cracks. For every player who gets a fresh start, there's the challenge of fitting into a system mid-season. The media hype fades, but the real test comes under the lights on Sunday. When the clock hits 4 p.m. on November 4th, the lines go silent. The deadline passes. The dust settles. Trades finalized, rumors die, and teams live with their choices. Some emerge reloaded, others emptied. The league feels different now. You can sense it. For the players traded, the adjustment begins. New playbooks, new expectations, new cities. Some thrive, turning trades into redemption arcs. Others fade, their careers derailed by timing, scheme, or luck. For franchises, these moves will define their narrative for years. Win and its genius. Lose and its failure. The legacy of this deadline will be written in January. If Hendrickson helps Dallas make a deep playoff run, this becomes the trade that changed the season. If Cincinnati's rebuild pays off with draft capital, they'll say it was necessary. But in the moment, it's all uncertainty. Fans are left to debate. Analysts dissect every move. Did they overpay? Should they have held firm? Was this desperation or destiny? Every opinion fills the airwaves, but the truth is simpler. The trade deadline exposes who teams really are. Some dream big. Some play safe. Some panic. And that's what makes it unforgettable. Because the NFL's real drama doesn't just happen on Sundays. It happens in the quiet chaos of late October, when phones ring and futures change. It's not just business, it's personal. It's legacy. It's survival. When history looks back on the 2025 trade deadline, it won't just list transactions. It'll tell stories. Stories of risk and reward, of teams that gambled and teams that folded. Stories of players who turned trades into triumphs, and others who vanished into the background. The clock hits 0 on the deadline, but the echoes linger. Somewhere, a front office wonders if they did enough. Somewhere else, a player stares at his new jersey and thinks, "This is my shot." Because that's the essence of it all. In the NFL, the smallest decision can shift the balance of a season. A trade deadline isn't just about names on a board, it's about belief. It's about what teams are willing to risk for the chance at something greater. Was this destiny? Or just one bad decision that changed everything? Maybe it was both, a collision of ambition and fear, of teams chasing greatness and others running from failure. Every trade deadline carries ghosts of seasons past, whispers of what if and what now. The truth is, legacies aren't made when the deal is signed. They're made in the weeks that follow, under the bright lights, when pressure meets performance. The front offices that gambled everything will either be hailed as visionaries or haunted as fools. Players who changed uniforms will either rewrite their stories or fade into the background noise of another NFL season. Fans will remember who swung big and who stayed silent, who believed and who blinked. The trade deadline is over, but its aftershocks will ripple all the way to February. In the NFL, there are no guarantees, only chances and the courage to take them. And as the dust settles, one truth remains. Every move, every risk, every trade writes the next chapter of this relentless, unforgiving game.